Shalom. Call Haloyim Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Rachakudash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. Yeah, I'm on TikTok. This is ABC News, and we're going to check out this video and watch two others. But basically, just like it says, Trump is basically having 1,500 Army troops on standby in Minneapolis, or in Minnesota, I guess, in general. And if he evokes, I guess that's the proper word, the Insurrection Act, then more than likely he's going to send these 1,500 Army troopers to Minnesota. And if that happens, then you can expect just things, for a lack of a better word, in this world to move extremely fast. You can expect people to be on edge, and you can expect this to happen in other cities, not just in Minneapolis. This is going to expand all over the United States, and it's going to one day be in your city, in my city, and we have to prepare ourselves spiritually for this to come. Because just like the scriptures say, these different birth pains, meaning these plagues that the Lord is hitting the world with, it's going to get worse and worse. They're going to come harder, and they're going to have basically more of an impact in your everyday life. So if this really happens, you can expect the world to change overnight. And once again, our job is to prepare ourselves for this time to come. As we know, we're already in Jacob's trouble. Jacob's trouble will get worse, so continue to pray and just be faithful. And the Lord is going to watch over us in our household. So let's check out this video. We're going to watch two more, and then we'll grab some precepts.
Minneapolis is on edge tonight. The Pentagon is putting 1,500 troops on standby, and the FBI is reportedly asking agents across the country to volunteer for temporary duty in that city. This comes after days of protests following a fatal shooting of Renee Good by an ICE agent. ABC's Matt Rivers is back on the scene in Minneapolis.
Tonight, 1,500 active duty soldiers, 2 battalions of Army paratroopers on alert, ready for possible deployment to Minneapolis. After more than 10 days of protests throughout the city over the deadly shooting of 37-year-old mother of 3 Renee Good by an ICE officer. Defense officials telling ABC News that President Trump has not made a final decision on whether to deploy them, but they are taking, quote, prudent steps to prepare. The FBI now reportedly asking agents across the country to volunteer to travel to Minneapolis for temporary duty. The exact assignment unclear. Tensions mounting in the city as the administration continues to insist that ICE officer Jonathan Ross's shooting of Renee Good was justified and no further review of his actions are warranted.
We are not investigating, and if there comes a time when we need to, we will, but it's not now.
Sources telling ABC News the federal investigation is focused less on the shooter, Ross, and more on Good, her conduct, and possible ties to activist groups. Also facing scrutiny, the city and state's top Democratic leaders, Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. Under investigation, sources say, for allegedly obstructing law enforcement activities in the state. Frey telling ABC News that he and Walz have done nothing wrong, but suspects they are being targeted for speaking out against the administration and calling for ICE to leave the city.
There are other countries where you get put away for the things that you say. There are other countries where you get investigated for saying something that runs counter to what the federal government states. But in this country, it's not that way.
Meanwhile, residents and business owners feeling the impact of ICE operations.
What have the last 2 weeks been like for you as a business owner? It's horrible. It's horrible.
Larry Rinaldo owns the Northeast Moose, a Minneapolis staple. His bottom line is hurting, and some employees are too scared to come to work. All politics aside, he says, he just wants things back to normal.
Everybody's scared. I mean, not just, the people that are scared of immigration status, but everybody's scared.
Now, Lindsay, the White House has not yet responded to repeated inquiries from ABC News about the potential for a military deployment. A Pentagon spokesperson saying only, quote, the Department of War is always prepared to execute the orders of the commander-in-chief if called upon. Lindsay?
Yes,
Minneapolis.
Straightforward, 1,500 Army paratroopers on standby to go to Minneapolis. And like I said, if this really takes place, then you can definitely expect for Jacob's trouble to continue to unfold, but now this time at an alarming rate, a very, very fast pace. As just like we saw, people are even afraid to go to work, not showing up. And right now we're seeing this across the device. We're seeing this in a different state. This is going to happen in our states very, very soon. Yahweh Shai said, a time like never was nor shall be. So let's watch 2 more videos. They're not as long.
I'm going to say this very loud and clear for everybody. If they do what is being reported on that the Pentagon is preparing to do tomorrow, tomorrow would be January 19th, by the way. If the news reports of the Pentagon preparing 1,500 paratroopers to deploy to Minneapolis come true, then the rate of acceleration of the chaos within the United States will be unmatched, I think, maybe only second to the immediate week and a half after George Floyd got killed, in terms of what we've experienced in the last 50 years, 60 years really. And I really want you to be prepared for that, because we have to steel ourselves mentally against that fact, because if you let it take you by surprise, it will keep taking you by surprise. And if you let your emotions get the better of you right now, you will not make good decisions. And that includes in terms of how much information you consume, right? But I need you just to prepare for that fact that you might read that headline in the next couple days. And yes, it will mean that the military officially has been tested.
Yeah, we're going to pause right there, because what he said is really the point. Our job is to warn the flock so that not only us, but everybody, the, of course, hopeful elect, saying it humbly, is prepared. And the way you prepare yourself is spiritually and, of course, mentally as well. And it's very, very simple. All you have to do is pray for that mental fortitude. You pray for the strength to be strong in that day. You pray for more faith. And the Lord is going to put you through certain things right now in order to build you up for that time. You don't wait until that time hits your city, troops are here, and now you want to pray for more faith. Now you want to pray for protection. It's too late. And that's the whole point in these videos, is to let you know and warn you that we're here. The time isn't coming, we're already here. It's just a matter of time until it gets more widespread across Babylon, across the U.S., and then it eventually hits your city. We're going to watch one more video, just one more, before we grab some precepts, just so we can get an understanding of exactly what's going on in Minneapolis, just so you can be warned again.
I am an independent journalist, and I hope that this finds the right audience. For anyone who may not know, there are 3,000 ICE officer agents in Minneapolis right now near the Twin Cities. Half of these officers, if not all, we do not know, have less than 2 months of training, but they are given weapons and the authority to use aggressive tactics and aggressive enforcement. They are dragging people out of their cars. They are dragging people out of their homes. They are stopping children on the way to schools. They are breaking in windows to American citizens. This is not a political issue. This is not a little fantasy or a conspiracy theory. This is real time right now in your country in 2026. There is a war on American citizens, not illegal immigrants. They are lying to you. This account might get banned. They might shadow ban this video. But my job as a journalist is to tell you the truth. This will bleed over. This will not end in Minnesota. This is not a Republican versus Democrat. This is a fucking authoritative administration versus you. And if you get in the way, they will kill you. They will maim you. They will traumatize you. This is our country. That was the whole point of ICE in the first place, is to keep it our country. Now there is a war on us. Please stop underreacting, but also feel confident and guided and directed. You are not alone. Comment under this video. You are not alone. More people need to see this.
Yeah, and I want to play it all the way until the end because of something that she said. She said, stop underreacting. The thing is, nobody is really underreacting. Everybody, even outside of the U.S., they see what's going on, like right in Minneapolis. But the thing is, what is anybody supposed to do? Even us. What are we supposed to do? Apparently, they're over there and they're so-called protesting peacefully. But you see what's going on over there. They're getting sprayed. They're getting shot at. They're getting body slammed. They're getting arrested. The times of peaceful protesting is over. And that's why physically, in the flesh, we're not to do anything. I made a video about it last week. If you're confronted with one of these agents, your job is to use wisdom and comply. Most importantly, pray and have faith, and just know that the Lord is going to get you through these hard times. That's it. Pray, have faith, and just use wisdom. Be respectful, and then Lord's will, He makes your enemies be at peace with you. But these people don't have the answers. They don't have any solution to what's going on. Stop underreacting, but what's the solution? She didn't give one, and I hear her. I hear her loud and clear from like a very base standpoint. Stop underreacting, meaning do something, say something, spread the word. But what is that really going to do? You see, our job is to understand that the Most High is the one that's causing all this chaos for a particular purpose, to bring down Babylon. And so all we have to do is get on His good side. Get on the good side of the God that's bringing all this problem and plagues to the world. And it's true. Now it's the U.S. against the citizens. They're causing war against their own citizens. From my understanding, the paratroopers, they're a specialized force within the military, within the, within the military to defend against like foreign problems. And now they're going to be deployed potentially inside the U.S. against U.S. citizens. A time like never was nor shall be. And we're going to start off here in the book of 2nd Ezra 15. I feel like I haven't read this in a while, but now we see that we're in these times right here. Starting at verse 14, and I'm going to read the highlighted through 19. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords, meaning guns, in their hands. That's happening right now. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, meaning your government, your elected officials, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power, meaning people are going to do what they feel is necessary, what they feel is right. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid, not showing up to work because they don't know what's going to happen. She said she's an independent reporter, and there's people that are saying how their kids are getting stopped walking to school. Yeah, that's scary. You know, your kid, 10, 11, 12, you got to go to work. School is just 5 minutes away, so you think it's safe them walking. But now, all of a sudden, 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, there's an ICE agent waiting on the route to stop your kid. Men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And so we're quickly heading into these times right here. You see, part of this prophecy is manifesting, it's unfolding right now. But when things get worse, then we'll see the famine. Then we'll see the daily or weekly lootings and riotings. And it's not going to be broadcasted because there won't be, a news to show you. It's just going to be in your city, live and in effect. But these prophecies are going to continue to hit harder and harder until it's in your face. And you have to use wisdom. You have to show forth your faith. You have to rely on prayer now and lean on the Lord. Were you building up your spirit? Were you asking the Lord to increase your faith? When he puts you through different scenarios right now, were you using faith to get through it? It's going to be a time of testing. That's what it is. And the biggest hour of testing is going to be when that chip is made mandatory. But that's going to happen during the time of Jacob's trouble, when all this gets crazier and there's more chaos. So we see what's happening in Minnesota. Trump may unleash these troops out there. If he does, expect things to move extremely fast in terms of this chaos spreading here in Babylon. Let's grab another one. This is Ecclesiastes 12 verse 1. It says, "Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while," meaning before, "the evil days come not." Meaning while these evil days aren't here, think about the Lord right now. Remember his words right now. You ask for more faith, will show more faith right now. Understand that the Lord is putting you through situations to build you up for these crazy times. That's what it means while remember him while the evil days come not. It says, "Nor the years draw nigh when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them." So think about the Lord right now before the days come when you say, man, this is crazy. I have no pleasure in this. Why is this happening? Because if you're not thinking about what's going on and how it could impact your daily life very soon, then you will be caught off guard. And that mental shock that's going to hurt. That mental shock when you're put in a situation that you've never been in before. Oh yeah, that's why you see people literally freezing. People literally freeze in a situation where they're uncomfortable because they've never been there before. Not only can't you talk, but you just can't move because you're just in such a shock and it's so new to you. You're caught off guard. That's going to be a lot of people just frozen when these things happen, just scared out their mind. We don't want that to be us. So we're preparing ourselves, we're watching and we're praying and we're remembering that the Lord said as long as we're faithful, he's going to guard us and keep us safe. And you have to rely and believe in that spiritual protection, because that's all we have. That's the only solution. That's the only way out. Divine spiritual protection from on high. And you have to believe that that's good enough. You have to believe that that's all you need. It says, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, or the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders, the workers, cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. We'll pause right there. So before this wisdom and knowledge goes away, before there's no jobs, you see now it's just getting descriptive and describing that time in which people won't have any pleasure in. Before these things happen, you remember and reflect and think upon the Lord's will right now. What he, what's the proper word? What he expects from you right now. Because in that day, it's going to be too late. And just because you know the name of the Lord doesn't guarantee you salvation. You have to really show him right now that you're genuine, that you're sincere, that you're teaching in truth, like we say, and in sincerity, that you're repenting sincerely, and you're not doing it just to put on a show. You really feel sorry for your sins. You're really asking and begging for mercy. You do all these things right now. So that's it. I just wanted to show those videos and bring out this warning. This could happen. We'll see. We'll see if Trump really puts these troops out there in Minneapolis. So continue to watch, continue to pray, and continue to ask the Lord to increase your faith. And of course, repent, because there's power in repentance. Shalom.